Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has ordered the closure of bars and restaurants in the midst of the uptick of coronavirus cases across the state. This all comes after the CDC recommended organizers cancel or postpone events with 50 people or more for 8 weeks. And President Donald Trump followed that up today, saying to avoid gatherings of 10 or more people. The Minnesota Department of Health says the number of coronavirus cases in the state has climbed from 35 to 54. So far, nearly 2,000 people have been tested for the disease in Minnesota.
Everything we're doing and started weeks ago is to try and keep these numbers. We're not going to stop this from spreading, but we can stop how fast it spreads, and we can make sure that we protect those most vulnerable.
In Minnesota, the governor's order goes into effect at 5 tomorrow afternoon and is expected to remain in place until March 27th. Drive-throughs, takeout, and delivery are still available. More North Dakotans were tested over the weekend, bringing the total number of people tested for COVID-19 to 124. But still, there was only one positive case of COVID-19 in the state at this time. And the cities of Fargo, West Fargo, and Cass County declared emergencies today, all to combat the spread of coronavirus. According to Johns Hopkins University, the United States currently has about 4,500 positive coronavirus cases. And as more states increase testing, the higher coronavirus areas could change. In Ohio, at last check, the state had less than 50 positive test results, but plans to ramp up testing. You can view this map live on our website, valleynewslive.com. The United States is tracking about 10 days behind Italy. Yesterday, Italy's prime minister, or rather minister of health, said of the 20,000 positive tests, more than half of those patients are in the hospital. Don't forget about scammers as you go about dealing with coronavirus. The Better Business Bureau reminds you to use common sense and find reliable sources to stay informed as the virus spreads. Valley News Team's Mike Morgan is here with myths that have surfaced and the truth surrounding them.
Living here in the Valley exposes us to all kinds of weather conditions and snow. But don't kid yourself, these conditions cannot kill coronavirus. According to the World Health Organization, the average body temperature is about 98.6 degrees, and that's regardless of the external temperatures or conditions. Another myth has to do with vaccines against pneumonia protecting you against the new coronavirus. The answer there is no. The virus is so new and different that it needs its own vaccine, and researchers are working to develop one. Although these vaccines are not effective against coronaviruses, vaccination against respiratory illnesses is highly recommended to protect your health. Another thing to keep in mind is that antibiotics do not work against viruses, only bacteria. We're dealing with a virus here. However, if you are hospitalized for coronavirus, you may receive antibiotics because bacterial co-infection is possible. To date, there is no specific medicine to treat or prevent coronavirus. Some treatments are under investigation or are being tested through clinical trials. The World Health Organization is said to be accelerating the research and development efforts. In South Fargo, Mike Morgan, Valley News Live.
You can find more information on COVID-19, including a running list of closings and a map with case totals online at valleynewslive.com. And some viewers have been wondering why Mike isn't here. He recently returned from a vacation to Jamaica. He's fine, but according to company policy, he'll be working from home over the next 2 weeks, part of a voluntary quarantine.
There's a lot of kids out there that don't have a meal.
With Minnesota and North Dakota schools closed due to the coronavirus, many families here in the Valley are wondering what is next for the children who rely on school lunches every day. Central Cass Schools is offering free breakfast and lunch for kids tomorrow. You can pick up a grab-and-go bag from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. West Fargo is doing the same also tomorrow starting at 11 a.m. Fargo is also offering the meal deal starting Wednesday, March 19th. Over in Moorhead, they're working to put a similar plan in place that will also start on Wednesday. And you can find those pickup locations online or on the VNL News app. Minnesota and North Dakota children are home from school today after state leaders made the decision to close schools to help stop the spread of COVID-19. For both children and parents, this is a big change to their lives, having their normal schedule disrupted. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly asks experts how to ease the transition.
Routine and continuity is extremely important for young people as they experience challenging times. When they are absent the routine of a school, their anxiety may escalate.
School leaders are asking parents and guardians to help keep kids safe during this coronavirus pandemic, but also alleviating stresses that may come from the current circumstances.
One of the best questions that we can do as adults is to ask children, what have you heard? And so that child can then share what they may have heard.
Experts are advising open, honest, and accurate conversations to ease some of the anxiety or fear without overwhelming children with information.
Really normalize and really validate those feelings. Let them feel those feelings, right? Encourage them to connect with their emotions and feel them. And then let's try to challenge some of those worries.
Dan Dern advises assuring children that these changes are happening to protect them, not to scare them. While changes are happening, it's also important to still have routines.
Having a similar plan to what they had at school, it can take a little bit of time to develop that, and it's okay to start gradually and move toward more and more structure.
This could mean waking up and going to bed as usual, lunch at the same time your child would at school, or simply planning activities to keep the brain active.
Having structure and routine is going to be really important to decrease feelings of loneliness, overwhelm, frustration, and so it's important to be able to challenge yourself with trying new things, being inspiring those around us to create and explore.
Creating a positive space for children at home. In Fargo, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
North Dakota's Department of Public Instruction has more information on how to support your child. You can find the links on our website or on the VNL News app. Wi-Fi is a big deal as we stay connected to family, work, and school, and even the latest information. That's why the internet company Sparklight announced today they're opening up Wi-Fi hotspots for public use during this pandemic. Sparklight was previously known as Cable One. The Wi-Fi hotspots can be accessed in their office parking lot located at 1024 Page Drive in Fargo. For more information, head to the VNL News app.